Welcome to reading the original book. This will obviously take a while. 106 pages of pure weirdness. Obviously less than 106. I kind of cheated with the page numbers back in the day. Now, I don't really ever as much. I skipped all of the 90s in this book. So, let's start with this. The first page. This video is focusing on the first page. The rest of these might focus on more pages. It will be very difficult because not only is this long, but it's also insanely difficult to just comprehend. Not just comprehend, but also to look at. I mean, there's a lot of, very small drawings, stuff that makes no sense, and very weird things that are just weird and not in the way that Jimmy is now. So first, you see, there's page 1. And she's labeled with, of course, something I added later, which is the blue pen. Appy App, then known as Barf, Jimmy's pet taco. Originally started, weirdly enough, was a boy. It wants Barf, just random name. But then when I actually had to give her a personality, I switched the gender over. It's not like she's trans or anything. It's like she's just... It was a behind-the-scenes thing. In the canon, always a girl. So, you can see she looks almost nothing like she does today. There's Jimmy. His, original drawing. He looks very different. There's Bioduck, Jimmy's older brother. You find out later that Bioduck is actually not only adopted, but actually Bioduck replaced Jimmy's brother. You'll find that in a later comic. I haven't done the comic dub for it yet, but yeah, it's kind of old for me, but will be kind of new to people who haven't read my books, which is basically everybody. There's Jeff, the original drawing of Jeff, which is very strange looking. There's Katie 2, where Katie was second. K7T, or Inkblot, his original form there, very, very different. If you're wondering who Zictor is, you will find out very, very soon. Mr. Potato, in his very original form, just potato in a hole. Coolest Ever, which is obviously a character I stole from my friend. The Magic Book, or just, Magic Book, with the original 4 elements: potato, magic, taco, and water. Then, of course, Where They Live is robots and wizards backwards. Shortened to be Strasbourg. Or Strazor. I changed it because it's way harder to pronounce. There's Zictor Zenshins, Jimmy's dad. He is an inventor. Very great. There's Jimmy as a wizard, which after getting a letter from the future, a little scrap of paper that said, "Jimmy, you're a wizard," or "You're a wizard, Jimmy." He found out that he had to be a wizard. So Magic Book trained him. There's Katie 1. Mr. Potato, when he's magically transformed into a squirrel in a tree that was a hole. So they are on the 3rd moon of Longfin in Strasbourg in the year 11720. Straswin Stobor, the original name. The long version of the name. There's the duck ship, and K7T and Jimmy are very scared inside of it. It's a potato pod. Next year, 11721. Now it's 11723. It was 2017, December 17th, 2017. I was in 6th grade. I was in my English teacher's class when I made most of these drawings here. Some of them I think were in science class. Well, I know I made a lot of drawings in every class, that will be Zach. Or as he's known here, the hatchling, until, he was born in January of the next year. There's a ship blasting off, I guess. Jimmy's X-Pad X7, or Z-Pad X7. There's Lonfinkia, with its 3 moons. There's a cool game, Potato Pop, that he plays. There he is wearing some jeans. He says, "Me and my dad share jeans," which, really bad pun. There's a picture of what Strasbourg used to look like, with some occupants. There's Blobman Sr., some weird lizard guy, a brain demon, and a V-bot. There's Mr. V's factory, and there's Mr. V, the enemy of Victor Zenshins. There's Jimmy's full name. He was nicknamed Tofu since he was a white Yeti guy. There's Jimmy's mom, Zora Zenshins. There's her cauldron, Caldrano. There's the nut farm, with a little silo full of nuts. There's a swamp monster, I think the one who raised Jeff. There's a cone ship thing. Bioduck wearing some jewelry swag. Mr. Potato. Oh, very angry magic book. Some guy giving someone a flaming lizard taco. Oh, giving Jimmy a flaming lizard taco. There's a very confused Blobman Sr. as K-70 and Jimmy are about to crash into him. There's Bioduck just talking, and Jimmy... Oh, the Zenshins got into the jewelry. Okay. Are you sure this will get us into the fancy golf course? Probably. Yeah, golf is a very big thing in Jimmy. At least it was, and then kind of is, sort of. There's Jeff with lightsaber, and Bioduck with weird teeth. A stabbed pear, which replaced apples in the early days. Or was it tomatoes? I don't remember. Space Battle 35, the final guy. There's Jimmy in a hot dog bun. There's a Porg, Mr. Potato, and a Bioduck is one of those crystal foxes. So, keep in mind that this page was drawn over several days, unlike most of the rest of them. And some of the stuff in this was actually drawn way later. Some of it, I'm pretty sure. But either way, a lot of it was drawn on that first day. And more of the stuff was in the original clipboard pages, but those are just almost twice as unbearable. I'm just kidding. Okay, so there's the letter I, which looks like... I don't know, it kind of looks like that. Sort of. It's like a something like that. There's Bioduck with a nose taped on. There's Jimmy and Jeff speeding along on a log. In a log ship, there's Bioduck loafing, I guess. The Drebcyclopedia, which would have been the name of the wiki, if not a weird and obscure name that nobody would get nowadays. There's Appy App running away from Xantax, who would become a villain later, along with his Bioduck there. There's Xantax normal. He looks different when he dies later. Bioduck's haiku. First 5 syllables, then you do 7 more than 5 again. I like fruitcake. Whack! You probably want some too. I like this weird font, which would be Comic Sans. There's Tree Slug, who is my Sock Monkey Joe in Jimmy form. I don't know what ALX means. The monster, the original, I guess, font I would have used. That D with 2 lines through it would be the Menzo symbol later. There's Bioduck, Jimmy, Bioduck with underwear on his head, and Jeff without his eye patch. November 7th is Wizard Day, July 20th is Robot Day. Jimmy's birthday is November 7th. Ink Blots is July 20th, which are both kind of references to things. And ZAK, Zach, would be the name of his brother. cool alien font, which is obviously this font. And you can tell which letters are which, because it's easy to read. But then I wrote random letters, and those became the alphabet of Jimmy for some time, which is insanely difficult to understand, and I actually did make a translator, like a thing where A is this, B is this, but then it got so beat up in my pocket that, I don't know. Here's a bio cat. Oh, there's the duck ship with all the main characters. There's Blobman Jr. and Large Voidian. So go over to see all the main characters in their original form. Barf, now Appy App. Jimmy, still Jimmy. Bioduck, also still known as Bioduck. Jeff. Magic Book, Mr. Potato, K17, now Inkbot. KD3, now KD5. Blobman and Large Voidian. And as you can see, there they all are. They all look very different now. I think I should do a Lego Jimmy Cups of them in their old form, maybe on my second channel. Be the only Lego Jimmy Cups to be on the second channel, Jimmy Dubs Gaming, which you are on currently, obviously. So yeah, there it is, the original book, the first page. It only took 11 minutes to go through this entire page, but it was worth it. Don't forget your magic.